Hello, every binary, and welcome to Monsterhearts 2 Ebon Sideshow. I am Sawyer, aka Ferret. I use he, him pronouns, but really aren't that bothered whoever you throw at me. Name wise, I go by Sawyer or Ferret, whichever is easier for you to remember. This is Ebon Sideshow, a game based on a setting I wrote for Monster Hearts 2 called the Ebon Carnival, which is also based on the Last Unicorn and Mommy Fortuna's carnival there. You will hopefully be able to find this setting in a future Gauntlet Codex. And speaking of the Gauntlet, they make codexes which bring grand new ideas to games, have new hacks, have new ideas. If you want a codex, check out on Drive-Thru RPG. If you want people who are really into gaming and do a lot of good stuff, check out the Gauntlet itself. All these fine people are from the Gauntlet, and I respect every one of them and their play styles because they are so good. With that out of the way, let us introduce these fine players, their characters, and what has been going on. So in character keeper order, I believe we have Alexi with Arden.
That's right. I'm Alexi, he, him. My character is Arden the Unicorn, who is idealistic and naive and has been having that idealism and naivete challenged every which way at this carnival. I guess highlights from the last session include a plausibly ill-advised hookup with the Minotaur and discovering several potential unicorn hunters creeping about in the carnival and figuring out how to deal with those.
Stephen, do you mind if we come to you last since you weren't here last time, since there won't be any...
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So next, Daryl, would you introduce yourself and your wonderful character?
Of course. Hi, I'm Daryl. My pronouns are he, him, and I am playing Rodney the Minotaur, whose pronouns are also he, him. Rodney is a strong but misunderstood man who works at the carnival, and he's misunderstood probably because he puts himself in that situation, namely by plowing his way through the beds and feelings of pretty much anyone who gets in his way. And in fact, that's basically what I did last time, is I plowed through Arden's bed, and then I plowed through Sammy's feelings, and then to get back at me, Sammy punched me, and that was a little shocking. And then I went off to find my mortal fascination, Jackson, and had a bit of a moment there at the end. So.
And I believe you found out he loves you romantically.
I did.
Yes, and Jesse, would you introduce yourself and your wonderful character?
Yes, I am Jesse. My pronouns are he, him. I am playing Sammy, the witch, whose pronouns are they, them. Sammy has been trying to find a home for as long as they've been mature enough to think about that. Their parents didn't really provide it. They thought they could find a home with Arden, and perhaps the two of them together could create some kind of a home at the carnival. But Sammy felt betrayed by Arden's dalliance with Rodney, perhaps out of a misplaced sense of ownership that, they don't have a claim on Arden in that way, but they feel like they do. And then Rodney, whom Sammy had maybe also felt like they had been developing some kind of a connection to, equally betrayed them. And so they're left feeling perhaps a little alone, but perhaps rescued by a coven of witches whom have made themselves known in the very last moments of the last session, and Sammy's hopeful that they'll find perhaps a home with them.
Thank you very much. And Stephen, our returning player, can you tell us about yourself and your character?
Sure. My name is Stephen, he, him, and I'm playing Cecilia the Harpy, whose pronouns are she, her. Cecilia grew up in a very small community. I mean, her parents taught her that they're freaks. It's not safe to be around ordinary people. And Cecilia defied them. She went off to the big city to live with her cousin. As far as she's concerned, Haven is the big city. And she went to high school there briefly, and she was treated like a freak. And then she found the carnival, and Mother Tribute took her in. She dropped out of high school. She thinks of the carnival as her home now, and she will do anything to protect the carnival.
Good. And I have just brought up my notes because I figured those might be useful. I'm a bit behind today. My apologies. And with what happened last time at the end with Arden being assaulted almost, Sammy being introduced to the Coven, and Rodney being Rodney, I think there might be some time for a little time skip if everyone's for that. Like maybe 2 days, 3 days, with the Carnival and Haven getting a bit more embittered with their rivalry, what with the school burning down, the neighborhood being assaulted, and the Carnival being a scapegoat. Does that sound good with everyone?
Sure.
It wasn't the whole school that burned down, right?
No, the school was a fire happened, and it's just that there's going to be some like maintenance, but like the school is now happening in trailers. It's like the main building is like a bit damaged.
Gotcha.
Yeah, what does Cecilia know about this assault on Arden?
Depending on what Arden has said, like it was Betsy.
Okay.
And Betsy has. It seems that Betsy, from what I was trying to push forward, I'm not sure if it came off that way, but Betsy is getting more desperate as thanks to Cecilia standing up to her, she's lost her place in town, her reputation. People are blaming her for the school fire, and she's just sort of not like she's spiraling out of control in an urban fantasy environment, which basically means what kind of magic or glamour can I grab onto to make my life right versus what kind of maladaptive. If that sounds good to everyone.
Just a quick check-in because we ended the last session with the Ring of Lies on Mother Tribute.
Yes.
So just in terms of like whether there's how the time skip will impact that is something we should.
I think maybe like the weird side effects was like it was maybe like you cast a spell, the Coven taught you how to like hold your magic, and like you like and this day you release the spell and like it takes effect. Like, I'm not going to take your effect away from you. That would not be fair.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. And does anyone have a scene they would like to frame to begin with? Because I do have a few hard frames I can do. If no one has like a scene they would immediately like to start with. Okay. I think this will be a somewhat early like not like dawn, early morning, but the sun has just been up for a while. Like the stores have been open for breakfast for maybe an hour, and the early morning protesters are outside in the gravel parking lot of the carnival because they can't step on the carnival lands to the exact carnival lands to keep people off of it. There are those signs, freaks and geeks, nothing unique. Games are rigged, just all sorts of anti-carnival propaganda. And I think we're going to like zero in on Rodney and Cecilia at first in with Mother Tribute. And I think you guys are like you are walking back to Mother Tribute's place of residence after you've checked out she's been checking out these people with just listening to their chants, listening to what's going on. But you two are her muscle and memory. You're her ravens, for lack of better terms, and she's just grimacing. And Cecilia, I believe you said that this would have, like, I thought you were handling this. It seems that this is getting just a bit out of hand. And she keeps walking, but there's that terse tone to her voice. Are you two walking beside her, behind her a
Yeah.
bit?
I think we're walking like maybe like half a step behind her, like almost beside her, but not quite.
Mm-hmm. And Rodney has to like actively work to maintain that pace because like just a regular step for him would completely clear Mother Tribute.
Like, I'm sorry, Mother. I don't want to be too obvious.
Well, I don't believe you were the one who did the school adventure that they're blaming us for. I pray you didn't, because as interesting as it's made Haven, it wouldn't do a thing for us.
I mean, I wish I'd thought of that, but I didn't.
If anyone involved in the carnival had anything to do with that, I don't know anything about it, Mother.
That's good. Plausible deniability is better when it's not an alibi. And I think you have managed to get to her like prime trailer, her like big Airstream trailer that's twice the size of anyone else's, and she gets to the door first, walks in, expecting you guys to follow.
I do like a exaggerated bow for Cecilia.
And I just sort of grimace and dismiss him and step inside with Mother Tribute.
And she's walking about. She gets near this dresser, and there is this grand. It looks like it might be carved out of ivory. This chalice, but Arden has seen it in his visions. It makes him very uncomfortable, as Arden knows it is carved probably out of unicorn horn. And Mother Tribute sort of strokes it with this almost longing in her eyes, and she doesn't even miss course. Cecilia, do you remember when I said you'd be the death of me?
I don't know what you mean by that, Mother.
I think it's time I tell you. You believe that this carnival is family, that we're all family, and her eyes dart to Rodney. Sometimes dysfunctional family, but sometimes still family. Am I correct?
Not everyone with the carnival is family, but yes.
That is good that you would say. Are you... And she's like stroking the rim of this chalice, just like if there was anything in it, it might make a ringing noise. Who don't you consider family yet? Or maybe a troublemaker? Or two?
Well, I mean, Arden and Sammy, you said that. I'm afraid that they will bring trouble on us.
Arden, I doubt. Well, maybe in a roundabout way. And, like, Sammy, there's nothing wrong. Oh! Oh! There's nothing. Oh! And it's like, Sammy is more worrisome than I would have thought. I think. Perhaps.
I mean, Sammy themselves, they are not the problem, but their attachment to Arden is. I fear that will make them a problem, perhaps.
Yeah. Yes.
It
Arden,
depends on how the situation is handled.
I think it's important not to make the little firecracker mad. They can do a lot of things that I wasn't expecting.
Indeed. I don't trust Sammy as far as I can throw them, and these old bones can't throw that person very far, as skinny as they may be. But Arden holds potential, and she picks up the chalice and walks closer to Cecilia. There is magic in this world, you know. I believe you know it to be true, Cecilia.
Indeed. Yes, yes, mother.
Magic is not a cure-all, is not a panacea. Magic has, and she like wipes a bit of blood trickling out of her nose. It's a stopgap measure sometimes. Like with medication, you can build up a resistance. Like with drugs, you can build up a tolerance. Would you believe I'm nearly 500 years old, Cecilia?
I I would believe that if you told me, mother.
Would you, Rodney?
Well, you look it.
Snarky as ever. But yes, to be exact, and after a while counting becomes tedious but required, 537.8 years old. Maybe a half in there somewhere. The 70s of every generation are kind of wild. But I have survived on one thing. The thing that a great woman once tried and drastically failed to do. It's the blood.
The blood does what?
Oh, not normal blood, Rodney. I mean, yours should stay inside you as best it could. Yours is useful where it is.
I appreciate that.
But Arden's blood, if he is what I think he is, if he is as magical as I believe he is, it could make you more powerful than you could ever imagine. Cecilia, you're 16. Rodney, I don't care. But your problems right now could be so minuscule. And since this blood will do nothing for me, and she looks at Cecilia, my protege should take over. You see, Cecilia, you won't be the death of me because you cause it. You will be the death of me because I will give you what power I have found. Because it won't work on me. Won't work on me like it should.
That's a lot to think about. Now I understand why you didn't want to simply drive Arden away.
No, no. He's much too precious for that.
But dangerous.
And she looks at Rodney again with this kind of this elderly glare of, get off my fucking lawn almost. It's like, and you won't be telling him any of this, will you, Rodney? I've heard you've gotten close.
I mean, we were playing Pinochle. That was about it.
I hate euphemisms. They change so quickly these days. Yes, but Cecilia, this chalice, this is made of one of the, horns of Arden's ilk. If we can get his heart's blood in it, I will show you how to do the ritual. And you will take over as the carnival head. And maybe with no tolerance and flowing with magic, it'll grow again. That's what I really want to see.
Mother Tribute, if I can do anything to make this carnival a haven for our kind, I will not hesitate.
Good. That ruthlessness will serve you well. And she looks at Rodney. And hopefully you will serve her well too with your time.
As long as I'm adequately paid.
Agreed. That I do enjoy. And she puts the chalice back on the mantle, stroking it with this reverence. And you can hear like her arthritic bones popping a little bit. And she winces. It has been fading for years. I knew it would come. But no one has been good enough to share this with before. So you now know what you must do, Cecilia. Keep Arden close, keep the carnival alive, until the second full moon this month. Under the blue moon, the unicorn's blood will hold the most power.
I understand.
And Cecilia, Rodney, protect him. There are others that know of this power in the blood. Other ways to get a unicorn's magic wrung out of them. They will want it, and they will not share it with you. They will take it from the carnival. They will take our heart and cut it out of us. But I have built this with my sweat, tears, and so many other people's blood. I don't want to see it gone. And I would say, unless you guys want anything out of that, I think that is this scene.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Well, I think I'd like just like that moment, like after the trailer door shuts, and we're just kind of like looking at each other. So like kind of like talk between the two of us.
Yeah,
About,
that's
like,
fine.
Yeah.
There's a mother. You hear Mother Tribute like turn on Frank Sinatra, and you can smell the chamomile tea boiling. But yeah, you're walking away.
Yeah, and I just look at Cecilia and I'm like, so Boss Lady's got dementia. She wants you to murder some teenager and make a deal with Satan or something to preserve this stick in the mud carnival?
Rodney. This is not. She is over 500 years old. Everything she said is true.
Are you? I mean, so I can kind of believe that there's something weird about Arden. I've seen a few things, but like, if anyone's got any real power, it seems like it's Sammy.
Oh, Rodney, I have never showed you my power. Believe me, my blood goes back to the ancient civilizations of Greece. My blood goes back millennia, and my magic is thousands of years old. It has the strength of hundreds of generations behind it. Believe me, as great as Arden's magic may be, as great as Sammy's magic may be, mine is 10 times stronger.
I think this is an excellent time to try to keep my cool. So the thing that I am afraid of is that, so yeah, like that speech actually does kind of get to Rodney, and so he doesn't want you to see him sweat. He's afraid that if you realize that you've actually succeeded in intimidating him, that he'll lose what leverage he has. So, and that is a 6.
Oh, thank you. Yesterday, no one rolled below a 7. Okay, so Oh, I think like you have the storm wind or the gaze into the abyss harpy move, don't you, Cecilia?
Yes.
Okay, so I believe you like Rodney does this and like you're thinking about your power, your generational harpy blood going back millennia. And you get this image of like these cows, men, cowboys, cowmen, whatever you might call them, and they're being chased by your people. And they all get chased underground. And you you know like this is like your great times 50 grandmother's memory maybe. And then it switches to like a few years later with this golden harpy, leaving a trail of golden feathers for these minotaurs out into the world again. And this is a long-term thing of saying you have a string on Rodney now because you've seen how useful he really is. You've seen his blood's power, and you know how to leverage it. That work with you, Daryl?
Okay.
And I would say, do you want to maybe tempt Rodney into being quiet about this to Arden because he seems a bit sketchy?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, oh, Rodney. And I reach up and I put my hand around his neck and I sort of draw him closer. It's like, don't be afraid. I reward loyalty, and like I stroke his chest with my finger, and I think I'm trying to turn him on.
Go for it.
Yeah. So let's see. What's that? Is that
That's
hot?
hot. That is hot.
Yeah. Okay. That is a 4.
Oh.
Not my best move.
Ooh.
So can I like flavor it a little bit?
Please do.
So I think that Rodney totally gets what you're trying to do. But like the power dynamics here are so like out of his element that he's like actually just like he's got this like wide-eyed terrified look in his eye and he's just like, oh god, oh god, oh god. Like it's so much worse than I imagined.
And let's see. Let me check the moves just to make sure I pick out the right one. Because okay, I'm going to inflict harm now. Yeah, and Rodney, you know, you know that if Cecilia even thinks, if Cecilia gets Rodney Arden's heart blood and it doesn't empower her, how many more people is she going to try this on? You know she will not stop until she gets power, whatever power may be.
Mm. Yeah, I think that if for some reason Arden's blood didn't work, I have a real strong feeling Sammy's would.
Yep.
And I think that because I was the one to say that, it is now my responsibility.
Oh, it certainly is. And just to like retroact, like you have watching, don't you, Sammy?
Yes, I very much do.
Do we want to do a small retroactive thing of you? I think you have sympathetic tokens on these people. Would you have liked to
I
have
do
been?
not have sympathetic tokens on any of these people.
Oh dang! Never mind then. I was going to say, do you want to have been watching them or trying?
I mean, I can I have to meet their gaze to cast without a sympathetic token. Yeah. And honestly, I like it better not knowing is the
Gotcha.
truth. Like I think it will work better.
More dramatic this way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So is with Rodney being a terrified moo cow, is there do you guys want anything more out of this scene? I don't want to end it before you guys are ready.
I think it went well. So one thing I want to clarify though is actually, so you did attempt to turn Rodney on, but are you also is that the way you spent that string? Well, you didn't spend any strings, so are you trying to still tempt me by using a string? Because I have a move that's triggered specifically by that. So I just want to clarify if that like tempting part
Okay,
happened.
sure. Yeah, I mean, I would try to tempt you by using a string to stay loyal to me and keep quiet.
Okay. So yeah, I think that I would like to mark experience for that, which is
No.
a part of my move.
No problem. Okay, and I do have a question for Sammy. Have you been staying on the carnival grounds, or maybe with some of your coven members during these times?
Yeah, so I've been thinking a little bit about like the relationship with the Covenant and what's happened, and like, um, I don't, I don't yet completely trust them. But I think that I also want to absent myself from the carnival a
Okay.
little bit. So if they offer, I do accept.
I think at least Alice like has like a spare room above her curio shop that she will like rent out if you want, or rent out, let you use.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that like having my own space, something I'm imagining as my own space, is probably something that's very attractive to me right now.
Yeah, and with Arden knowing of the coven, I believe,
Mhm.
do you, basically, do you want Arden to be in this scene with you as well, or do you want me to hard frame it sort of like with you and the coven by
I
yourselves?
think I actually, if we're gonna do this scene, I'd rather not do it with like all three coven members.
Yeah,
Both because that's just like a weird, challenging scene to have. And number two, I think that like Sammy is at sort of at a stage where they're talking to them one on one, but like
yeah,
isn't like quite comfortable enough. Like, oh, there's like three witches. They say I'm one of them, but am I really? Well, I'm gonna try and sort of stay away from those situations. But yeah, I think if it's just one, then I think Arden is not there. But if there's more than one of them, I might want, even though I have not fully forgiven Arden yet, like having another person there to sort of like who is not aligned with the coven might make me feel a little safer. So
I was just going to have you in a scene with Alice because it's just
yeah,
her shop.
great,
I think the others are like they have day jobs, so
great,
I mean, like,
yeah, great.
so yeah,
And I imagine Andrew's pretty busy right about now.
yeah. So yeah, I think you're woken up by like she probably has these like curio kind of things. Like, and this is like this Japanese alarm clock I used to have. There is a light gun by your bed, and this target pops up and pew 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 pew. This is the most annoying sound in the world, and you have to shoot the light gun at the target to get it to shut off.
Great. Yeah, so I like fumble around for like, I think this is like my second or third, this is like my third morning waking up there probably, and I'm just like, it takes me a second to even real, like I'm like trying to slam my hand on the snooze button before I realize my hand like comes down on the barrel of the, oh, I got that thing, I gotta, and I pull it out and I like blearily fire towards the target, and it takes like 3 solid minutes before it finally shuts off, but at that point I'm awake.
Yeah, and you what culture do you? I like the last name Reliqua. What kind of cultural background do you have in mind for Alice, or did you just?
So I think so. I know we had set up don't remember her name right now. We had set up the librarian
Danielle.
Danielle as kind of like the head of the coven.
Hmm.
I think Danielle is the face of the coven, but Alice is maybe like the person actually.
Oh no, I meant like a.
No, I understand. I'm getting there.
Oh,
I'm
sorry,
sorry.
yeah.
It's I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I understand. And so I think she is kind of like, her deal is that, like Mother Tribute, she is very, very, very old.
Mm-hmm.
Reliqua is Latin for left behind.
Ooh.
I'm not quite sure exactly who left her behind and for what, but she's been left behind for quite a long time. And I think she's sort of like kind of like indeterminate, like North African, Eastern Mediterranean,
Mm-hmm.
kind
Is
of,
she from Atlantis?
maybe.
She at least says she is.
Yeah, I
That's
like
the
that.
vibe I was getting from that description.
I like that a lot. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so she's a sort of like indeterminate North African, Western Mediterranean, um, you know, background, like appearance.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, you wake up to the smell of this wonderful ginger lentil soup, and with like, and the smell of like freshly baking, not rye bread, but like just sourdough,
mhm,
and just it wafts. Like you've been more focused on shut off this damn sound. Like finally, your other senses are engaging,
mhm.
and it's like, oh, it might be time to stay up. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think I sort of um like look at the little, like, dig through that, the little rucksack I have for a clean pair of underpants, realize that I either need to do laundry or go back to the carnival to get whatever I've left there, and then like pull on a pair of pants and shirt, and go downstairs.
Yeah, and Alice is wearing this again, like one of those old like Arnold Schwarzenegger aprons that just does not, like, it's way too big for her small frame, but it's wonderfully comedic. And she turns and looks at you as you come down the stairs. Has this like this perfectly sized bowl. Like you don't know how she knows exactly how much you would eat. Like there's not a drop of food going to be wasted.
Mm-hmm.
And like, good morning, Sammy.
Oh,
I hope your accommodations have been well these past few days.
thank you, Alice. Your generosity and hospitality are, just so greatly appreciated. It's been, I feel very comfortable. Thank you so much.
Not a problem. I hope my customers have not been keeping you from your reading.
Oh no, oh no, not at all, not at all. I like the come and go, the hustle and bustle. It makes me, it's place feels alive.
Well, Haven may be on its last legs, but those legs are still pretty.
And people still come in to buy a wind chime or a bird feeder or whatever that thing is over there,
Oh, that's a knickknack.
or a knickknack.
Yes, and frankly, I'm just glad you weren't here 2 years ago. I had someone sent a shipment of 50 toucan toothpick things. It took me ages and eBay to get rid of them.
Oh, I'm sorry I wasn't here to buy the last one. Um, so look, I deeply appreciate your hospitality, and but I'm sure you're not letting me stay here out of the goodness of your heart.
And she looks a bit hurt by that. Sammy, I we may have met under misfortunate circumstances, but you're one of us. I'm only offering my home out of all the kindness. I don't expect anything from you.
I can just walk in and be one of you for nothing.
it's how it works sometimes. I mean, the world focuses on differences so much that many times those with similarities, we have to stick together.
Oh, you think I'm the same as you?
No, I think you're similar. I think you have things that make you like me, but you are your own individual person. You have your own experiences, your own morals, your own ethics. I want to be able to give you a place where you can thrive, where you can become the best you can. I want you I want you to have the opportunities I was denied at the very least.
I dip some of the bread into the soup, and I like chew on it thoughtfully for a second. And I say, um, I really do appreciate that, and I am happy and excited to be learning from you.
Just I am the nice one. I will admit that. We're not quite the bippity boppity boo accents of the Disney world, but of our trio, I'm the nicer one. Andrew's a bit curt, and Danielle's type A would be the nicest thing to say.
I noticed neither one of the other two of you didn't get a word in edgewise the other night.
Andrew's been a bit tired. He can't use his magic to fix the school. He'd like to, it'd be easier, but people would find out. And once you're found out, Salem's not that far away sometimes, it feels like.
So, FYI, on my mental map of Massachusetts, where Haven is, for whatever reason, it's actually very, very close to Salem.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is a side point. But are they still doing stuff there? I thought it was just a tourist attraction now.
Sammy, I know you have been othered a lot in your life. How people. I want you to be safe. I want you to be secure. I will never, and please call me on it if I do, ask you to do something you do not think you can or you do not want to do. I am not like Mother Tribute. I am not going to put you to work to make you earn anything. As long as I am capable and as long as I have resources, they will be available to you as well. And one of those resources is my knowledge. And yes, people would do that. There's enough people in this country that think magic is bad enough just from Vegas.
And I think that's like probably the worst thing she could have said to me in that moment, like not trusting altruism at all here. Like I think Sammy says, "Oh well, thanks a lot. I do appreciate it. I should probably." And he sort of they sort of put their I put my hand in my pocket, sort of finger the bolo tie, a little bit, and I say I should probably. We cast that hex on Mother Tribute, and I think it might be soon time to see if it pays off. I'm gonna go find Arden.
Understood. And if you see Danielle or Andrew, give them my best.
Of course, of course.
And she'll allow you to leave. And I think like she realizes she may have made a mistake or like an overreach. Like you leave a bit of food left untouched, like which she hadn't planned for.
And yeah, I'm trying to think. Would like, oh no, that's. Is there any way I can like palm something as I walk out, or would maybe like the heel of the bread that she baked with her own hands count as a sympathetic token, or is that?
Ooh, that works. Yeah, just keep the bread with you.
Yeah, so I think I think I sort of like I'm gonna take this last piece with me as I go. Thank you.
No problem. I hope everything works out well for you, or at least as best as it can. And yeah, so you're walking back to the carnival.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk back to the carnival.
Arden, do you want a scene before this, or maybe to run into Sammy at this time, if that's okay with Sammy?
Yeah, I'm definitely up to run into Sammy at this point.
Yeah, so I think Sammy has to like skirt around the gravel drive, like where they and Rodney came in through the trailers because of the people outside protesting, and like they get through the forested area. They remember perfectly how Rodney took them because that was such an exhilarating night, if I may. And Arden, are you coming out of your trailer? Are you? How does Sammy run into Arden?
I still have the condition anxious, so I think Arden is like pacing and contemplating things.
Yeah, you see your best friend pacing out near the trailers, Sammy. What do you do?
And I still have the condition clingy, which I'm like very, very self-conscious about in this moment, and so I don't want to seem like I'm remembering what Rodney said to me, and I'm like I don't want to seem too clingy, but we do have like, so I think I'm gonna act like I'm going back to my trailer to pick up some stuff, and like bump into Arden as if I had not intended to bump into him.
Oh, hey, Sammy, you're back.
Yeah, I came by to get some stuff from the trailer. I didn't bring enough underwear with me. But since I'm here,
Yeah, how's the coven of witches and stuff?
they're acting very, very nice. But you know, people can act nice and then surprise you later. Look, we did that thing the other night with
I feel like I owe you an apology.
What for?
I think I hurt you and I didn't mean to, and I'm sorry about that.
I'm glad you regret it. I'm glad you didn't want to hurt me. That's, good to hear, I guess. I never thought you wanted to hurt me.
Oh, yeah, I mean that I didn't, so that's good that you never thought that.
Look, we did that thing the other night, with the ring, right, and Mother Glory, and it's been a few days, and I don't know. We should probably. It's not going to last forever. It seems that today was the day it's supposed to hit.
So we can talk to her, and she'll have to tell us the truth.
Yeah, or at least it might hurt her if she lies to us. Like, we'll know if she's lying.
Well, that'll be a nice change, I guess. All right. Look, I do want to find out these answers, and I'm really grateful that you're helping me with this. But let's not hurt anyone too bad, okay?
I mean, I don't want to hurt anybody, but people get hurt whether you want them to or not.
We can always at least make sure it's not our fault that people get hurt, though. The world may not be a perfect place. I know the world's not a perfect place, but that doesn't force us to go along with it, even if things are bad and hard.
Yeah, we're real good at making sure it's not our fault, right? Let's go. And I don't know if you want to continue the scene or.
I think Arden did not disregard, by that apology, did not disregard someone's feelings. So gain a point of integrity. And you were kind of standoffish, Sammy. So remove clingy.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys can travel to Mother Tribute, but I think while you guys are going there, I am interested in Arden. So since he's not had a scene yet, and is it fine for me to continue with these two, Cecilia and Rodney? Give maybe then after the break, come back to what you two are doing.
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, you guys make it to Mother Tribute's trailer, and you hear the Frank Sinatra playing inside, the smell of tea, and probably by now a lot of more like Mediterranean food, so like grape leaves, things like that, rice coming from the place. Do you knock to gain entrance?
What type? What does the door look like? Even
It's the Airstream trailers are like those really large silver ones. It just looks like almost like an old. Like you ever played Snipper Clips or seen the it? It looks like a door, but then goes circular at the top.
got it. But there's no like hole in it or little peephole or anything like that.
No.
I'm gonna gather my courage, walk up to the door, and knock kind of politely but firmly, and say, "Mother Tribute, we have some questions."
And I think you hear the music stop, but then who's there?
Arden looks to Sammy. Are they coming along with Arden to go into the trailer?
Sammy sort of nods, but like gestures that like Arden should take the lead.
Arden, takes a deep breath. It's Arden and Sammy. We need to get the truth now.
And there's a pause. You're not sure if it's dramatic or that she's old and needing to get up, but she finally gets to the door and opens it and looks really nice and sweet. Come in. We can of course talk. And she smiles at Arden, then at Sammy.
Arden gives kind of a thin, polite smile and walks into the trailer.
Sammy follows, more or less expressionless, maybe looking a little nervous.
And Mother Tribute sort of like gets towards the teapot. Do either of you want some tea? It's chamomile.
No, thank you.
Okay. And what truths were you thinking I was hiding from you, darlings?
We know there's more going on at this carnival than you've been willing to speak openly about. Mother Tribute, you can't lie to us anymore. And I'm warning you, it's going to be a problem for you if you do. So tell us, what do you know about me and what are you planning?
Why, I know you're new to the carnival. And
Liar.
what
I know that's not all you know, Mother Tribute.
you are the future of the carnival, Arden. And there's like a pulsating vein in her head as it's like a migraine forming.
Not the whole truth either.
Just because you may not rule over it does not mean you are not the future. And I see you brought a helper with you.
I warned you. You can't lie to us anymore. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt anyone, but we need the truth, Mother Tribute. What were you going to do with the chalice? Is obviously not visible in the trailer right now, right?
Oh no, it is.
Then he's like, "What were you going to do with that?" and points at it.
I was going to have Cecilia drink out of it.
Drink what?
Magic. Potential. The future of the carnival.
Oh, just like I'm the future of the carnival.
What do you think she would be drinking? You are precious, Arden. But just because you're precious doesn't mean you're useful.
Man, can I roll keep your cool?
Please do.
Yeah, because this is very stressful.
What are you afraid might happen?
I'm afraid I'm going to lash out violently at her.
Ooh.
Boy, and my
It's a -1. So.
yeah. All right, roll in at -1 here to see what happens. Oh, so with the -1, that's a 2 total.
Oh, thank you, Leah. That was a great laugh. Yeah, so I'll give you 2 options. You can either
Please.
try to destroy the chalice, or you can lash out at Mother Tribute.
Man, I mean, I think he's absolutely tempted by the latter, and like you see him start to tense up, but I do think he's going to go for trying to destroy that chalice.
Okay. You grab it. It burns. This is like anti-unicorn magic. Take 1 harm.
Yeah.
Ah! When he pulls his hand back, can I reach out to try to snatch it?
Yes, you can. Mother Tribute wasn't acting out because she knew Arden couldn't grasp it, but you can.
Yeah. So I when I see Arden sort of flinch away, and I sort of realize that this is sort of like an important relic thing here, I try to grab it quickly.
Do you want to? I'm asking narratively. Do you want this to be a roll, or just you want to grab it?
So I think it's got to be like a keep your cool here. I think like after seeing what happened to Arden, I am very much afraid of Mother Tribute keeping control of this item.
Gotcha.
If it's like if it functions that potently against him.
Yeah. So keep your cool.
Mm-hmm. My cool is
-1.
-1. I am not a cold person. And that is a 10-9.
Woo! Okay.
Excellent.
You can keep it from Mother Tribute's grasp. Or I get like you can keep it from Mother Tribute, but hard bargain, nasty choice. But but Danielle the coven will know you've taken this artifact.
I mean, I'm still going to do it, but
Yeah.
I don't love that, but I will do that. Hard bargain.
Yep. See, I think you touch it, and like there is you feel like that like anime or cartoon, like that line with the explosion goes on through your brain, and you see Danielle's eyes open. She drops a book. You see Andrew like mopping up some black marks in the school, drops his mop, and you see Alice drop the bowl of the empty bowl that you were eating out of in the sink.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Mother Tribute glares.
Is this just a quick question as I'm recording this in my notes? Is this going to count as a sympathetic token on Mother Tribute, or is this something else entirely?
This is something else entirely.
Got it.
This is like a sympathetic token on anyone in the carnival or any unicorn hunter.
Got it.
Like, this is a powerful, and unlike other sympathetic tokens, this one has at least 3 uses. It does not lose its sympathetic magic after one cast. But you cannot use it as a string. You cannot you can either give it away, but it won't count as a string, or you can magic with it.
Got it.
And Mother Tribute hisses when she sees Sammy grab the chalice.
Why is this so important to you?
Because I went through so much to get it. I have been through so much in my long, long life. And you come with this creature. You come with this magic being, and you don't even know how much you've tapped into it. But you're lucky. Born with the gift. Some of us have to take it.
I think I would like to run away. I maybe even grab Arden by the wrist, unless Arden would. I grab Arden by the wrist and say, "Come on, let's get out of here." And
would Arden like to run away?
Yeah.
I think Arden will run away, but he has one last question for Mother Tribute. What do you even want? You want to live here, subsisting for ages on the blood of the innocent? That's no kind of life.
You claim you're innocent. You claim you're beautiful. You are a trap containing magic which could help so many other people. My daughter, my chosen child, Cecilia, could live for a century on what you keep inside of you, you selfish, ungrateful pony.
All right, I'm game to run away now.
Okay. Should we both roll? Should one of us roll?
Just let Arden roll.
Yeah, great, Arden. You definitely roll. You're better at this than me.
I am better at running away. All right, let's just hope the dice like me more this time. That's a 7.
Okay. Do you leave something behind, run into something worse, or let me check the last
That was a
one.
big scene. Oh man.
Well, a big scene would be interesting too. So yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a big scene already, but
But it's a contained scene.
she's yelling at Arden about how he's got all this magic inside of him. Is it possible that in running away he accidentally let some out and there's a explosion at the at this caravan?
I think if you want to cause a big scene, you will open up the door, but this will be the mommy Fortuna moment in The Last Unicorn. No, my creatures! Kind of she will come out howling.
Got it, and draw attention as we're running away.
And I think everyone knows this is her chalice. No one that you know of knows the importance of. They will see you're robbing Mother Tribute.
Yeah, I don't think we're safe here at the carnival anymore, Arden.
So are we? Okay, I think a bunch of these are fun. Do we want to go with cause a big scene? What do you think, Jesse? I'm.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were. So my only concern, so it's a question of if we don't cause a big scene, that we still have a chance of being able to hang around the carnival grounds because Mother Tribute gets to make a choice of how she wants to handle it. Whereas if she makes the big, if there's a big scene, presumably that's it, right? Everyone sees us running away with Mother Tribute shit.
And I do have a prompt for leave something behind. Your innocence.
No, I will hold on.
Or your trust in the carnival. I mean,
I mean, it's certainly been affected by what's going on, but I think in fact he's like holding on to some belief there. So I kind of like Daryl's idea to be the something worse we run into.
Yes,
That's perfect. And
that's wonderful.
yeah, so I think
So after exploring all the hypotheticals, let's run into something worse.
That is a
Gotcha.
much wonderful idea.
okay, and I think we'll take a let's do a 7-minute break. Be back at 15 after the hour.
Sounds good.
We will
Okay.
get some Rodney and Cecilia in this mess. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. I believe before Arden and Sammy run into something worse, which I think I know what is, or whom is, Cecilia, what have you been doing since Mother Tribute's talk?
Um, I think I went off to be alone because I told Mother Tribute that I was prepared to do anything, but I'm not sure if I'm actually prepared to kill somebody.
Ooh. And where did you go?
It's like we're near some woods, right?
Yeah. Oh, you have that. Did you maybe go to
Oh,
the?
the lake. Yes.
Yeah. That.
Yeah.
That. Yeah. With that cave where you used to be alone.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. I think you walked through town and people have been giving you bad looks and just like enough people are anti-carnival that they associate you with it. Like you've been getting some more sneers, some more like side word jabs when you've been walking by. But correct me if I'm wrong. I think Cecilia's strong enough ego-wise not to be too harmed by it, or at least maybe too worried about something else to be worried about it right now.
Yeah, I mean, ordinarily I might be tempted to shut some of these people down, but right now I've got bigger things to think about.
Yeah, like perhaps immortality for a few years.
Right.
And so yeah, you make it to the lake, and since it's become such a sort of park ground, there is now like this. There are now swan boats you can take over to the island to have a picnic.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Well, I remember we said that they built a bridge over
Oh,
to
a
the
bridge.
island.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
I think you're walking the bridge, and let me check uh, if I want to throw an NPC at you. Ooh, I think I'm going to throw someone at you that we've not seen yet. And I think this is Moses Motley Morrison. And he is a very Santa-esque, rotund man. He's not bearded, but he is exceedingly jovial and exceedingly friendly. And I think he's you find him like on the edge of this island, and he's picking up like water polished rocks for his collection. And he's just happens to be near your cave. Do you approach him? Do you go to the cave to be by yourself?
Um, I think I sort of linger, and I'm sort of waiting for him to move on because I the cave is kind of hidden, and I don't want anybody to see me going there to discover that it's there.
Yeah, and I think he's there for a while, and he notices you. It's like, oh, hello, young miss. I'm not. Oh, am I in your drug place? Are you here to do illegal substances?
I'd laugh at him. Illegal substances? Who talks like that?
Well, I don't know the proper terms for the paraphernalia and
Drugs. People
well,
call them drugs. And I'm
yes,
not here to do drugs.
yes, but there's such things like China cat and fistula, and I just can't keep up with the terms these days. So, but oh, are you here to collect rocks too? Then they have so many beautiful ones here. I'm
My
trying to ask, am I
rocks.
in your way, darling? I can, I don't. This is a big island. I can go somewhere else and leave you to whatever mischief teenagers do these days.
Mischief. Oh, I'm so shocked and hurt that you would accuse me of doing mischief. And I'm being very, very sarcastic.
Shenanigans?
Shenanigans, sir! Nobody in 3 generations has accused any of my family of being up to shenanigans.
I think he has this big grin on his face. I am sorry to be the first in 3 generations. Then you seem, yes, Alexei. You mark experience for every miss, and he seems. He seems like he's like the color is coming to his cheeks. He really likes this kind of back and forth. Like, I have not seen you around town very much. Are you a tourist?
I'm not a tourist. I work for the Carnival.
Oh, I have not been to the carnival in an age. I hear the town's against it, but seems stupid to me. The carnival's fun.
It is. You should come, and I reach into my pocket and I pull out a free pass. It's like they're made to look very exclusive, but we hand out a lot of these free passes.
Like they look like the Willy Wonka, like you've won.
Right.
Yeah, but
Right.
but you get them in bulk.
Right. I mean, we make most of our money on the concessions and the games anyway. So
Yeah. And he'll look at it and it's like, oh, miss, may I have your name, please?
I am called Cecilia.
Cecilia, that is such a nice name. Yeah, not to be, not like the youth say, # humble brag, but I'm rich. I can pay my way through. I will take this. I mean, kindness is always accepted, but is there? Oh, can I give you my fare then? Maybe you could make use of it.
Sir, that is very kind, but believe me that any amount of money you could give me would be either an insult or an obligation.
You are a crafty one. Oh, you would have done so well back. Oh, no, you wouldn't have. You're female. I'm sorry. But it is a new age, and I appreciate such fine wit. There must be something I can do for you.
Well, sir, if we were to meet at the carnival, and if you were to purchase me a cotton candy or a bag of caramel corn, I would not refuse such a compliment.
Thank you. And I do hate to reiterate, but you seem to have come here with purpose. Would my presence be interfering with that purpose?
Not. So I would not wish you to hurry away on my account. As you say, this is a big island, and if you have an attachment to this particular spot, I would not force you. I would not compel you to go elsewhere.
Honestly, this is youthful indiscretions and all that. This is near the cave where my late wife and I used to sneak out and be teenagers ourselves back in our day.
I didn't realize anyone else knew of the cave.
It was a handful in a generation. You don't want to let everyone know about it, or then it'll become strewn with cans and trash.
Exactly. Yes. That is my feeling exactly. There are some places which, even in these fallen days are full of, well, call it magic.
Magic. I have spent so many of my years chasing such things. Rumors, tales. Have libraries full of mythology at my disposal, and after the last seance, the last cold read, I've sort of given up on it, but it's nice to see on the screens and imagine, I guess.
Yes, I've heard of the magic of cinema, but that is a gaudy, shallow thing. True magic has roots in the earth. True magic goes deep into the past.
He doesn't look uncomfortable, but he looks intrigued. You are certainly something else. Maybe you would have been successful in my time, even with the predilections against the distaste for the fair sex being able to speak their mind.
Oh,
And being called the fair sex. My apologies. Old habits.
sir, do not apologize for calling my sex superior to yours in any way.
He definitely laughs at that. And I think like he is enjoying this, but like if you seem like since he sees like I think he knows you're here for the cave, he will like leave you to your what you want to do. And I will.
Yeah.
I hear there's geodes on the other side of the island. Be well.
Yes, and I give an elaborate wave and a curtsy as he walks off. And, yeah, and like I think when he finally leaves, I find my way into the cave, and I am going to gaze into the abyss.
Please do.
Yes, and I want to find out about Arden.
Oh, and I believe the last time you shut someone down, besides your defiler choice, you picked a +1 forward. I think. I remember someone had a +1 forward, but Rodney. Never mind.
Yeah. Ooh, that is an 11, and I forget what stat I use for gazing
Dark.
into the abyss. Dark.
So that is a 10.
10, which is still a 10.
Yeah. Were you gazing on someone specifically?
Yes, Arden.
Okay.
So,
you gain a string on him from your move. And what were you gazing about? Like what he is, where he is?
Yeah, I think what he is and sort of what is his nature.
Okay. I will turn to Arden for this. This is a 10+, so you can throw in like allegory, metaphor, but feel free if you do to like clarify it near the end. But like, what do you feel Arden's nature is?
I mean, I think the crucial thing is that Arden is a unicorn. So possibly the vision even like shows us the unicorn tapestries, right? Like if you're picturing a kind of lush green background and then unicorns running through it, and like I'm gonna go ahead and like hint at Arden backstory here. We see a unicorn and it's young. It's a child unicorn with this mother unicorn, and the mother is wounded. There are arrows sticking out of her side, and she kind of she expires in a glade, and the young unicorn is kind of like nudging at the mother unicorn when the hunters come onto the scene. But we see when the young unicorn turns to them, their hearts are changed, and they decide that they're going to give up their unicorn hunting ways and adopt this orphaned unicorn, which is how Arden and his family came to be.
So if and I think like if I may make this more like a bit concrete on the MC end, like Arden is able to change hearts and minds. Like he is Sammy is magical. Arden is magic. Like there is a distinction.
Yeah. So as I'm gazing, it's like I suddenly realized just how powerful Arden's magic really is. This is the most vivid vision I have ever seen, and it's all because it is Arden.
Mm-hmm. And I think like you're like the scene around Cecilia, well, this had like the cave is like there is like some sunlight coming in, but it's like a dappled blue inside. There may be like a bits of water dripping off pieces of stone on the top. It just looks really comfortable and cozy, even though it's like primal nature. And I think Cecilia is sitting down and like this. I think like she looks up like with Arden, like as Arden is looking at the hunters, and like she sees like in one side of the eye herself, and in the other side of the eye Arden. It blends together, and like her eyes snap open.
Okay.
So what do you? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I think. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm sort of dazed. I was looking for an answer to whether should I kill Arden or not, and I think I'm even less certain than I was now.
Yeah. And is that what you wanted out of this scene then?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So are you going to head back to the carnival or head somewhere else?
Yeah, I'll head back to the carnival.
Okay. And while Cecilia is making her way back, Rodney, why is this a terrible time for Arden and Sammy to run into you?
Well, I assume that I'm leading Jackson back to my trailer.
I was hoping you would say that. And I think Arden is holding Sammy's hand and like leading them out. Sammy has the chalice in their hand, and like they turn a corner and just. And Rodney, you look down and you see Arden and Sammy with the chalice from earlier.
All right.
What do you do?
So it's one of those like double take things. So one thing I have to actually check in with Arden real quick is, did Arden ever visit Rodney's trailer again in the interim time between the last time we saw each other and now, or was it just the one time?
Yeah, I think it's just once.
It's just the one time. Okay. So Rodney kind of like looks up and sees Arden and like gets this like kind of like smile on his face, like, oh hey, and then looks over at Sammy and sees the chalice and just says, oh shit. And he looks back at the both of you and it's just like, wherever you're going, I can't let you go. And he like steps forward and actually like reaches out and grabs a hold of Sammy's shirt and is about to lash out physically. So,
do we have a chance to do anything first?
I think that's saying that you have a narrative chance to do something.
Oh boy. Yeah. I want to spend a string to tempt Rodney to let us go.
And how are you bringing this up?
Yeah. I think Arden, looks like Arden interposes himself, between Rodney and Sammy, and he says, "Wait, I know you don't really want to do this. This isn't. This is who they tell you are, but you're more than this."
Is it? And you're spinning a string to try to get me to stand down.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
There's this brief moment where like Rodney looks at you, but then like in voiceover you hear like that like memory reverb thing. It's all like, I love everyone equally. And he just like shoves you out of the way and like decks Sammy. And that is a 7 with my lash out physically.
So what choice are
Okay.
you going to make?
I am gonna look and see what the choices are.
You can you can give Sammy a string, allow me to determine how much harm is dealt, or go your darkest self.
I think I'm gonna give Sammy the string because just as my fist is about to like connect with their chin, sees like the deep regret in my eyes because this isn't what I wanted.
Lovely. I will take that string. I will take the harm, presumably.
1 harm. Oh,
Okay.
and Sammy, since you helped, I think you're taking the chalice count triggered Arden's unicorn hunter moves, so take 1 experience as well.
Nice.
Okay. And yeah, I think I look Rodney dead in the eyes and start speaking in what probably sounds to Rodney like gibberish, but is not. Right, is an incantation, and assuming the roll goes okay, I'm casting in my shoes on him, which is my new hex. So that is 7 plus 2 is 9.
Do you want to spin a string on Rodney to boost this to a 10?
I only have the 1 string. What's the difference? Easily be reversed. On 7 to 9 it works, but choose 1.
I can see weird side effects.
I can see war with side effects. I'm also tempted to go into my darkest self.
Makes sense.
Like getting punched by Rodney is real shitty. And I'm kind of on the edge already. But I think I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm gonna choose weird side effects. But let me sort of describe what I want it to do. So to me, like up until this moment, there was kind of this hope that like you had couched your evening with Arden as like I wanted to show you like how you really stand, like it was for your own good, right? Totally making it about me because it was absolutely about me, right? Right, guys, that was about me. So I'm like, I was sort of like hanging on to that. Maybe Rodney really is my friend. We had that sort of like transgressive moment with the destruction of the car and everything, and this was like, no, right? Rodney is purely selfish, is only on the side of Mother Tribute, and probably only not really on her side either, only on his own side. and he'll like run right over me no matter what. And that look of sadness in his eye, like I don't want to hurt you, but I have to hurt you, right? That just makes it hurt even more, right? That's bullshit. So I am feeling sorry. I'm talking this through to talk my way into the condition, but like so I am feeling like hurt, abandoned. I am feeling. I think the condition is something like objectified, I guess. I need like a better like the idea is that like I'm at the end of the day I'm just like a thing that's in your way, maybe a toy for you to play with. Maybe that's it, like ball of yarn.
Meaningless
Plaything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like the mouse that the cat plays with, right? Like there's like harm in the play.
Expendable.
Expendable. Yeah. There we go. Let's do that. Expendable. That's good.
That's great.
That's great. Thank you, Daryl. That is lovely. So you are a bad influence who is also expendable.
I just want you to know the mental state you've just put Rodney in.
And I think weird side effects is that like you're casting this and like you're thinking powerfully about Arden, and I think Arden is like as we've stated, like you came into your magic with Arden, correct?
Mm-hmm. Look, and Arden is part of what's making me feel this way too, right? So
I think Jackson is like looking at Arden and like looking into his eyes, like what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But like as he looks into Arden's translucent eyes, the power you're feeling of like the rage of like walking in on just seeing Arden and Rodney together, but that memory plays out in Arden's eyes for Jackson to see. If that's okay, Daryl?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Jackson's more confused that he saw it, and he looks up at Rodney. He looks at Arden. It's like, is this a carnival thing? What's going on, Rodney? Please don't.
And like Rodney looks from like Sammy on the ground into like over at Arden and over at Jackson, and then just is overwhelmed by these like ersatz feelings of being like worthless and expendable, and like feeling like now Jackson's just playing with him, and like tears start streaming down his face, and he like whips around at Arden and like throws a punch at him and lashes out at him, because Arden's the one who's special. Arden's the only one that anybody cares about.
Oh god, this is so Minotaurish. I love it. I'm sorry for the rest of you, but I love this.
So that was another 7. And I'm gonna let you decide how bad the damage is.
Oh.
Oof.
Oh, what do I want to... No, that would be a hard move if I did that. So, Arden, where does Rodney hit you?
Man. So my first instinct is like it's a blow to the head such that my hat is knocked askew also.
Oh, I know exactly what happens.
Okay.
Arden, you ducked. You don't take any harm, but
Oh,
your
no.
hat's off and your horn is completely visible.
Yeah, that's bad.
And I think since you've been gazing to the abyss a bit, we said that it grows, doesn't it? Or it glows.
It glows, yeah.
I think with Sammy using their magic, it is glowing. And Jackson looks really shocked, sees Rodney crying, sees Arden's horn glowing, and looks really, really out of place. And just, Rodney, please, calm down. All of this isn't okay. Oh, we were supposed to be having fun. Can't all of this just go back to normal?
And then, like, still in this kind of blind rage and like completely, like lost in the moment, Rodney turns around and like picks up like a shovel or something that's like on the ground and like menaces Jackson with it and says like it was never fine, and then like slams it down on the ground in front of them, and I'm trying to shut him down using physical threats and brute force.
Oh, you mean moo. Go for it.
And that is a 10 this time because of my bully move.
Okay, what do you choose? He has a string on you.
Yeah. So let's see here. He's gonna lose that string on me.
Good, because there was going to be a reaction coming right after this.
Yeah, he'll lose that string on me.
I think he falls down on his ass, backs up a bit. It's like, dude, bro, I love you.
And just hearing that drives Rodney into his darkest self.
Can you choose to go in your darkest self?
You can. That is totally a thing.
Oh, dear gods.
Yeah, it's not usually a great thing. That's why no one chooses to do it usually, but you can.
Oh, and I think he's on his hands and knees crawling away because this is too much for Jackson. But yeah, Arden, your horn's glowing. Sammy, I assume you can get back up now. And what is everyone doing?
Okay. So I see this as a bad situation for a bunch of people. But I feel an urge to like help Rodney somehow, because I can tell he's lashing out in a very like blind self-destructive rage. But I think I probably don't have any instincts about how to do that without trying to gaze into the abyss. And I've got this glowing horn sparking with magic at the moment. So I think Arden's going to try to do that, try to get some insight here.
Gotcha.
All right. Is it daytime?
It is.
There's not like a little bit of moonlight. That's fine. I'll roll with my. Actually, hang on a second. When I gaze into the abyss about someone, can I take advantage of their conditions for the
yes,
bonus?
you can.
Because I think I'm specifically noticing
he feels expendable.
Yeah,
and he's big trouble. I'm fine with you because he's acting in a way that could get him fired.
Yeah,
and acting in a way that's very troublesome. I think you can tag both.
Nice. All right. So then I'm rolling with a +1 instead of a -1. That's so good. But it's still a 5. as I focus on Rodney, trying to see like, if there's any way to, tame this savage bull and keep him from destroying everything he loves.
Oh.
Actually, hang on. Can I spend 2 strings to push that up?
One string at a time only.
And 1 string at a time only. Okay.
Because
then
in Monsterhearts 1, you could spend multiple strings, but it became like attrition wars with people like, I'm going to spend all these strings on this. And then like you could also spend strings to lower rolls. So it'd just be like back and forth.
Yeah. Okay. Well, even so, if I can spend only 1 string, then I can't get it up to a 7. So I'll leave that as a 5 and take the XP.
You remember in Mother Tribute's Airstream trailer, Rodney's cologne smell. It was very strong. He was there before you today. And you remember how forthcoming Mother Tribute was?
So I think I might just not be putting a piece together here. So what is there a conclusion you think Arden's jumping to?
The conclusion is I think that Rodney is in Mother Tribute's pocket.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
The MC move I did was enact drastic measures, which is like making you jump to a bad conclusion.
Yeah, I'll take it. Sammy, let's get out of here. Some people just won't let you save them no matter what.
I think I'm still like sitting there, right? I haven't moved. I'm just sitting there clutching the chalice. And I look over at Rodney. And I'm sorry, I missed. Is Jackson still there, or did Jackson take off?
Jackson is crawling away.
Jackson is crawling away. Okay. I look at Rodney, and I sort of like mutter to myself, now he knows what it feels like. And I say, yeah, let's go. And I get up and I leave with Arden.
That is. Rodney, are you letting them leave?
Yeah, so I have to just real quick retcon. I read the rules wrong. Could have sworn that going into dark and stuff was the thing you could voluntarily trigger, but I'm looking at the rules book now and it doesn't say that. So
I thought that sounded weird.
Yeah.
No one's ever been able. I know certain moves can let you, but
Yeah, the MC can do it to you as a.
Yeah. Okay. So I have to take that back. Yeah, I think that it's more like maybe just being like overwhelmed by the feeling, and so basically, instead of kind of like lashing out or any more like that, Rodney just kind of like storms away, like tears still streaming down his face, and he's still like completely like wiped emotionally, and like doesn't even like see the two of you anymore.
Yeah, just a quick thought on the hex. I think it probably ends. Like I didn't put this in, but it probably ends at the end of the scene, right? I think like.
So like the condition will go away, or just like the feeling.
I mean, truthfully, I made it a condition because it seems like I wanted it to have a little bit more mechanical weight, but we can also just keep it in the fiction and say it's the feeling and get rid of the condition altogether. Just thinking through like what works for this hex best.
I like that, like the memory of when the hex is cat, like they still feel what you feel, but it's not like a trauma. It's like it's sort of like after the scene ends, it's just a memory. It's not a
right. So the condition is still there, but like the potency of the feeling is gone.
Yeah, like they can get over it, so to speak. Yeah. So yeah, and I think with this brawl going on, like I think like now some attention has been like with Jackson. Oh, poor Haven. I mean, with the poor going against the Carnival now, that's not going to be good. And I think like you guys are you guys going towards Jackson at all, or going to help him, or just let him like run off on his own?
I'm quite content to let him run off his own, but if Arden sticks around, I will as well. I'm not gonna.
Arden does feel it's important to help people. But I also just had that mist gaze into the abyss, leading me to not think Rodney's salvageable. So I might not stick around for Jackson at that point. I don't know.
Gotcha. That's fine. I'm not going to If you do help Jackson, I say it'll be not disregarding others. You can gain integrity. If you don't, you're not going to lose any.
Well, I do like gaining integrity.
And if you help Jackson not be mad at Rodney, it'll trigger just what you do.
I guess did he get away from Rodney?
I think he's stumbling right now, and since Rodney's going in a different direction, he's not. He doesn't think he needs to run away for his life. He wants to get out of this situation.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Let me give this a try. I think Arden sees this other guy who's clearly been had Rodney hit his life like a semi truck, and tries to help him. He like takes his hat off the ground, dusts it off, and like puts it back over the horn, and he's like, "Hey, look, you're right. It's just a carnival trick. It's nothing to worry about. You don't need to be afraid here."
And I think he's getting away. Sort of stands like, not be afraid here. Rodney's a beast.
No. Okay. Boy. I have to not lie. Yes. But
Arden, stop wasting your time. We got to get out of here.
But
the longer we wait, Mother Tribute's going to come. Rodney's going to come back.
Everyone,
Cecilia, who knows?
Everyone does things they regret, and with a little time, it's possible to see what you've done and make amends. And I think you shouldn't give up hope.
And I think he's like, you guys need to get out of here too.
Yeah, we got to go.
I just want out. Let's go.
Great.
Okay.
And before we figure out what Rodney's going to do, well, I think let's see, Rodney. I think I will focus on Rodney, but you guys will run into Cecilia as you're going into town.
Yes, at some point I definitely want to.
Yep.
Yeah, because we need to have some more of that harpy action. But Rodney, where are you going to blow off steam?
I am gonna head to. Well, I would usually head to the bar, but I definitely can't do that right now. So I think that I'm gonna head into town to cause even more havoc.
Oh no. But yes, but no, but yes. You gain a string on Rodney, Arden, for now. Not for now. Gain a string, but Jackson is not going to immediately dump Rodney at the very least. And so is Rodney heading to a suburban neighborhood to throw more rocks? Is he going to try and take out the bridge to the island?
He's gonna head towards City Hall. He just really admired what whoever blew up the school did, and just needs to outdo it.
Luckily, it's a government holiday. City Hall is basically empty. And I think Rodney's walking through town, and while he is a carny, he's an impressive one. No one's going to be talking about him in front of him or near earshot of him. So he is given a wide berth by most, and you make it to City Hall unmolested.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to break in and get down to the basement. So
I think you need to keep your cool to not be seen by the light guard.
all right. That is still a 10, even with my -1 cold.
Damn. Do you want to ask a question about the situation?
Yeah. How can I just verify that no one is in here while I attempt to blow up City Hall?
I'm sorry, I was reading what you want to know if anyone's there.
Yeah, I want to make sure that nobody's in there first.
Oh yeah, like you're walking around. And I think like you can tell like with like you pass by one motion detector and like a light comes on, but with like no lights, no sound, no like everyone who is near here is outside.
Okay. So yeah, I think I'm gonna just head down to the basement, see if there's a a gas furnace to heat this place up, and yeah.
Okay.
And feel free to interject anything in on God's green earth to try to stop this happening.
mm, I'm less interested in like it exploding. I'm just because that feels a bit too much like terroristy in America right now. Would it be okay if you just like demolished, like maybe worked out a condition, like maybe the expendable condition, but well, gods, no, you are acting expendable by taking out City Hall. Like,
I can like ransack it or something like
yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying. Like ransack it, graffiti, rip
Mm.
out rip out all the copper wiring and sell it later. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, basically just like strip it for parts and like smash like trophy cases and stuff like that. Like real destructive stuff.
And you, of course, like, I will have one question. Do you have gloves on?
Yes.
Okay. And we'll say that with that keep your cool, that for some reason, maybe to save power, maybe because Haven's a poorly funded town, no cameras are on. So yeah, you ransack the place. It is a mess. And I think this will take quite some time for you to get your rage out. But oh, you do, and I feel so. I'm hoping you were failing that. Keep your cool so I could put you in your darkest self. But so you, I think you managed to like just completely ransack it. There will be no city hall meetings for quite some time. It takes a while, but I think you're going to. Let me check the NPCs real quick to see who I can throw at you after this.
Can I? Sorry, I know that we just poured like 5 minutes into that. Can I just retcon that? It's not really sitting that great.
That is perfectly fine with me.
Yeah. In fact, can I run into not Nina Dobrev?
Oh, Betsy.
Yeah. I feel like that. I feel like that's a much better. Like
That is perfectly fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
you. I think you find her alone outside the like this pink berry or whatever the cultural pink berry is in the north. And she like her friends are inside, or her friends are inside, and she's outside eating her low fat froyo and looks up at you, and she's the only one who's like willing to give you a death glare to your face.
And what I do is actually I slide in to the booth and I snatch her ice cream out of her hands and I take a bite of it.
Picking on little girls now? I thought you were a better bully than that.
And I look over at her and I'm like, "Oh, I'm not picking on you. I'm here for advice."
Great. Now you carnies are pissing me off and coming for help? What kind of medication are you missing? This is some creepy schizophrenic shit.
And I just kind of lean over and it's like, so to clarify, she was the one who kind of like attacked Arden at the
Yes.
carnival, right? Yeah. So, and I'm just gonna lean over and I'm like, I heard what you did at the carnival, and I think we might have an enemy in common.
And she stops. Looks really intensely at you. You heard what exactly? Vagaries don't do much for me.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't mind seeing that person run out of my carnival by whatever means necessary.
If you get him to me, I'll make sure he's never in your hair again.
Well, I think we might have a deal if you get me more of this froyo.
Did they not pay you enough to get your own?
No, I just don't want to buy it.
And she looks really skeptical. Like, is this the only price you have?
Whenever you do what you're going to do, make sure that the other one sees it.
She thinks about the other one. Cecilia? Fuck Cecilia.
Not Cecilia, the weirdo.
You're going to have to be a shitload more specific for that freak show you guys have.
Okay, first of all, you're not even that hot. Which I don't. Should I roll that?
If you want to. If not, it can just be a narrative drop.
Yeah, it's just a narrative drop. It's just a narrative. It's like, first of all, you're not even that hot. Secondly, the one who rolled into town with your target, the one who's actually the real freak amongst all of us. You need to make sure that when you take out Arden, Sammy sees it. Or else I'm going to make you pay for that.
Everyone's wanting to make me pay these days. Everyone thinks it's fine. She holds out her hand. Deal?
He like stands up and like walks towards the Pinkberry knockoff and just like gestures like, deal, let's go.
She sighs like, their special of the day is New York cheesecake with strawberries. Come on.
2 scoops.
Whatever you can fit into the damn cup. Yeah, while Rodney is froyoing his way to villainy, Cecilia, where do Arden and Sammy manage to run into you?
Let's see. They were leaving the carnival, so right.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think as I'm coming back to the carnival from town, we meet on the street.
You know, like just a strip mall kind of place.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Like maybe you're near the boardwalk. I think Sammy, would that be where you would be taking Arden, or wanting to go?
I think so. I think I'm not like quite. I've still got this charity case condition, and this is part of why I've been like reluctant. Like my reservations around the Coven are coming from a little bit.
Yeah.
And so like I think I'm not gonna take him back to the curio shop or to one of the places where I might run into the rest of the Coven. So yeah, the boardwalk's definitely the place to go.
So yeah, and like you're probably taking him to Solace, to like
Yes.
your place, like the non-Pinkberry knockoff.
Yes. Old style soda fountain.
Yeah. And so yeah, Cecilia, I think Cecilia, you notice when like they're coming down the street that Sammy has the chalice.
Oh, this cannot stand. It's like my eyes lock on to that, and I walk up to them and, where did you get that?
I think Sammy sort of like shrinks back for a second and then like sort of stands up straight and is like, you know where it comes from.
Do you know what she was planning to do with this?
I know that it's not yours.
It's not hers either.
Are you challenging Mother Tribute? Do you wish to lead the carnival? Is that what you're saying?
I think together we could do better than an old woman who relies on lies and violence. This place could be so much better, and I think you know that too, Cecilia.
Is theft better than lies? You can't simply take what you want, Arden.
It's exactly what Mother Tribute wanted to do. Take everything Arden has. Take everything Arden is.
Arden is in danger. The
Yep.
carnival is the one place where we can keep him safe.
You're unbelievable, Cecilia. You talked to me. You gave me a whole speech last week about family, about protecting each other. The carnival just wants to feed. That's all this is about. If we stay, it eats us. I don't know about you, Arden, but I'm done. And I think that's, even though I said it to Arden, that's a shut Cecilia down.
Roll with that wonderful cold.
Yeah, that wonderful, wonderful cold.
Yeah, everyone keeps rolling shut down, but none of us are good at it except Cecilia.
Except Cecilia, that's a 4.
Okay, so Sammy, I'm going to be kind of nice at first.
At
You've
first.
shown a lot of backbone. You've shown a lot of chutzpah. You are no longer a charity case.
That's great. I'll take that.
You are in your darkest self, though, because you've been pushed and pushed and pushed. So would you be kind enough to read your darkest self out to the rest of us?
Yes, just 1 second.
Take your time.
Let's clear that condition. And then my darkest self. Lovely, my darkest self. The time for subtlety and patience is over. You're too powerful to put up with their garbage any longer. You hex anyone who slights you. All of your hexes have unexpected side effects and are more effective than you are comfortable with. To escape your darkest self, you must offer peace to the one you have hurt the most. And I think, yeah, with that, I think unless Cecilia or Arden has something they want to do here,
You tried to shut me down. Cecilia's going to try to shut you down.
Mm-hmm.
Cecilia is just. She steps forward. She is in your face, and you dare challenge me? You forget yourself, Sammy. After Mother Tribute, I run the carnival. I am in charge. I could have your job for this. I could exile you from the carnival. I could separate you from your precious Arden. But I'll forgive you. I will forgive you if you get down. If you get down on your knees and beg for forgiveness.
Okay, and you're gonna roll to shut me down, or are you just offering me the opportunity?
Oh yeah, I'm rolling. I'm rolling to shut you down. Okay, yeah, that is a 12. No, sorry, that's a 13. So yeah.
What are you choosing?
Oh, that's a good. Let's see. Do you have any strings on me? Yeah, I'm gonna take the string. Take a string from you.
Great. I think with that, I obviously don't get down on my knees, but I don't actually love any of my
Yeah,
hexes here. But
and
Give me a second. We'll be
and
up.
also there's an additional effect. You lose an intangible possession.
all
So
right,
I mean, I think you lose your sense of pride. I think you feel humiliated.
that is absolutely fine because that gives me an opportunity to look into your eyes and start speaking, start chanting, incanting, and cast in my shoes to make you feel that same humiliation. If I have to feel like this, so do you.
Roll it.
Um,
I love this. It is so. Uh, we have reached the climactic point of this Buffy episode.
mhm, yeah. That's an 8 plus 2 is a 10.
Yes, and in your darkest self, your hexes are vamped up. Um, tell me if this is too strong, Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
But I think beyond feeling your, uh, tell me exactly the emotion you were trying to.
So I think so I'm feeling humiliated, right? Like Cecilia told me off publicly in this dark way. I was like starting to get like a little bit of backbone, right? Like you said, I lost that charity case situation,
Mm-hmm.
and so like she knocked that out from under me, and I feel um humiliated. Like the whole world is laughing at me. Like standing up to anyone is going to get me nowhere. And so all I can do is sort of say, all right, this is true. Maybe I feel this way, but at least you'll know what it feels like too. So I think it's humiliated, right? It's the
Okay.
exact same feeling that
Cecilia, because this is vamped up or really overpowered, you relive every humiliation you've been through in your life in like a flashback, and like they're as strong and as painful as they were the times they happened. And the condition are you levying just the humiliated condition on
yeah, I
Cecilia?
think so. I'm not sure what that means in this, like meaning it's because humiliation is also in like the perception of everybody else, right? No one else sees this really, but Cecilia feels as if, right, as if they do.
If I may take a page from the Harpy playbook, maybe Cecilia is befouled.
I don't know what that means.
They feel like I think like they
Dirty.
like dirty, like they feel like they are like they've been adding to this culture of humiliation. That they are
Mhm.
just another cog in this machine. Like they
Are
feel
you okay with
terrible.
all of this, Stephen? I just want
Right?
to check
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. No. I am absolutely fine with the drama getting ramped up to 11.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
and thank you for checking in too,
Yeah.
Jesse. That's really
Mhm.
Yeah.
nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, is that fine with you? Is the befouled condition good with you, Jesse? And if so, is that how I described it feel good with you, Stephen?
It's okay with me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I'm feeling more like I am feeling completely monstrous right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm teetering on the edge of entering my darkest self. And
Yeah, and so
yeah,
with this happening, Arden, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think Arden's eyes have gone wide here, and he's looking back and forth between Cecilia and Sammy, and I think I think probably he's getting like kind of throbbing pain in his horn just from the ambient magic going on, right? and like he steps over and like carefully puts a hand on Sammy's shoulder, and he's like, Sammy, that's that's enough. I think she gets it. Let her go.
You're gonna tell me what to do too? I say that not like angrily, but like, in a resigned way.
I care about you, and I don't want you to do something you're going to regret.
What's there to regret here? She knows how I feel. Maybe next time she won't come and try to do whatever it was they were going to do to you in this chalice. I don't know. Maybe it was a terrible decision. Everyone's just... But was there a choice?
I think we always have a choice.
Did I make the wrong choice?
I don't know. I don't know. Everything used to be so much clearer, Sammy.
This carnival is not the... Right? We were going to bring magic back. Vikram was talking about the magic of the carnival, but I like hold out the chalice. I'm like, this is the magic, right? I like look at Cecilia.
It's like I reach out and I take the chalice. Are you gonna let me take the chalice?
I'm not going to let you take the chalice. If you try to take the chalice, I will lash out physically.
Like you so, okay, I just want to get this clear. Like I reach out my hand to take the chalice. Do you pull the chalice away, or do you just immediately lash out at me?
I like slap your hand back. But like meaning business, right? Like this is not like
A warning shot, basically.
yeah.
Okay. I think I need to keep my cool
Go ahead.
because I think there is a chance that I will lose, but that I will lose my temper and I will turn into the monster that I'm afraid of becoming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
And
no.
and I'm afraid that I'm going to lash out at him and just completely lose control. And look at that! It's a 6.
Oh.
Oh, that is sad because while you turn this around, or Jesse, what I want to do, or what my first oh no, Sammy, what you see in Cecilia's eyes is like, of the magic, the stolen magic, the stolen things, but you remember Mother Tribute's parting words, "You're taking this from my daughter. You're taking this from my chosen Cecilia." And you come to the realization that Cecilia just wants power and that she's trying to take it away from you. What do you do?
Out of curiosity, is that me asserting dominance, or do I now need to?
That is you've definitely asserted dominance, I think. But what I don't know if that's a secret or not. That's what
I mean, just in terms of removing getting that the pride back.
Oh, you've stood up to Cecilia. You have your pride back.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I think what I do is I look into her eyes again, and I incant, and I cast Ring of Lies.
Ooh.
Right, I had this vision. I'm gonna find out the truth one way or the other. This realization, except for I'm not. Oh no! Oh, that's a 6. Do I have any tools? I do not have any tools to do anything with that. I don't have any strings on Cecilia.
Correct.
Mhm.
So, ooh. This is the exact opposite of the hardly calm Marlin yesterday. I think Cecilia, you with this casting, you remember how much Sammy had to concentrate. If you want the chalice, you can grab it. If that's okay with you, Jess. If that's not like,
yeah, no, absolutely. That seems very fair.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I grab the chalice, and I slap him back. Not hard, but enough to break his concentration.
there, just to let you know or remind you. They them.
Oh,
Sure.
them. Yes,
Yeah.
sorry.
Mhm.
Yes.
But yeah, and so yeah. Go ahead,
I have a thing that Arden might try at this point.
please. This is a wonderful shit show.
Cecilia just slapped Sammy.
I think their hand, right? Or what? Did you slap them?
Yeah, I mean, I think as I grabbed the chalice, I slapped their face.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah. Arden steps in, like is staring down into Cecilia's eyes, because Arden, doesn't take advantage of his height very often, but is now. He's like pulled himself up to be as tall as he can be. And I think he says, if you lay a claw on me or Sammy again, you will fail, and you will fail miserably.
oh, prophecies. I love
Yeah,
it.
so let me roll that. I've got 2 integrity here.
So you're rolling with +2.
Can I say, if you lay a dirty claw
Please do.
on me or Sammy again, so that I can take advantage of Befouled for this?
Oh, you definitely can.
Nice. All right, rolling the +3. I'm feeling good about this prophecy.
don't feel good. Never feel good going into a roll.
No, that's an 11.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah. So the next time you try to lash out, we'll see what happens if you try to lash out physically next time. I guess. I think it's like an automatic hard move. If that sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, there should just be a sense in the air that this is a real prophecy, though. That
Like
everyone intuits.
I think this has like the weight of Mother Tribute's prophecies, Cecilia.
When she's not lying.
Yeah.
Right. Right. But fail is such a broad term.
Oh, it is. Thank you for making me realize that. So, what do you do, Cecilia?
I think I was on the brink of responding with violence, but I recognize the power of this prophecy, and I'm sufficiently unnerved that I take the chalice and I run. I run away.
Okay. Roll volatile.
That's an 8.
Okay. Do you leave something behind, run into something worse, or make a big scene?
Ooh, let's see.
And I will say a big scene will probably come back onto the carnival at this point.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I think I cause a big scene. I let out this shriek that is just, it is just primal and unearthly. And
Yeah.
everybody on the boardwalk notices.
And if I may, I think like with that shriek, like ending, you hear the police sirens sounding. But you are out of there. And I think unless Sammy or Arden wants something specific with that scene, we are.
I think as soon as Cecilia's out of sight, Arden just collapses. Yeah, but that's mostly for flavor on that button.
Yeah. Well, I might cradle Arden at some point to help restore. Well, let's end this scene and we'll see what happens next.
Yeah. So, Rodney, where did you and Betsy go to? I mean, did you stay with Betsy and detail your plans, or do you have other fish to fry?
I think that probably we like kind of just exchanged phone numbers, and then I'd be like, "I'll tell you the time and place to be, make it happen." But I basically, okay, I'm heading back to the carnival.
Gotcha. And I'm just because I like seeing what you guys do. I think you're going to get there when like you will not like run into Cecilia, like not like the run into like Arden and Sammy did, but you will see Cecilia. Like, are you skulking Cecilia, or are you like proudly trying to bring the chalice back?
I think I think I am, and not proudly, but openly. I think I'm too flustered to conceal myself. Too
Yeah,
flustered to be subtle.
yeah. So you definitely you see the chalice with Cecilia, Rodney, and you remember seeing it with Sammy, so you know something's gone on.
And I walk forward and I just kind of call out. It's like, so, did you extinguish that shining star already, or do we still have work to do?
We have work to do, and I need your help. I can't be the one to do it.
Well, consider me at your service.
I nod. Thank you, Rodney. Your loyalty touches me. I promise. When all of this is over, whatever you want, you can have.
And would you give me twice what I wanted if I could also hand up a unicorn hunter as well? Or maybe an old high school friend of yours, or both.
I smile. Rodney, I see why Mother Tribute loves you so much.
If only she paid me as much as I'm useful, but yes.
Well, things will change. Things will definitely change.
Are you guys going back to Mother Tribute's trailer?
Um,
I
I mean, I
can
think,
I
I mean, I think I was heading there, but you know, I think I'm actually going to take the chalice to my trailer.
can I make a suggestion actually?
Please.
There is a very secure cave on an island that could be a much more safer place to take care of all of this business.
Yes, it is a very powerful place. That is an excellent idea, Rodney. An excellent, excellent idea.
Ooh, oh, I love this already. This is so mean and oh, yeah. This seems like. Do we want to like go to the island, or just does it seem like a good ending point for you guys right here? Like this
Yeah,
scene?
yeah. I mean, I think this is a good ending point for the scene.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sammy and Arden, where did you two end up?
I think sitting in front of Solace, right on the boardwalk, maybe with I'm drinking a raspberry lime Ricky.
Remind me what Solace is.
Let me.
It was from the first session. It hadn't really come into play much, but it was the place that I kind of go that I feel safe. It's like an old style soda shop
Nice.
on the boardwalk.
Yeah, and Sammy is like already a well-known customer because they don't have many repeat customers. They mainly get tourists because the carnival's like fried. Like I think the carnival like started offering bubble tea, which is putting the soda shop out of business.
I mean,
And
there's ice cream too and whatever, but yeah, exactly. It's just like not like they're competing, and the tourist trade is dying, right?
yeah,
So
it's like the carnival has avocado toast and bubble tea. Like the new people want it, and it's like we have malts. Do you want a malt?
That's the person I thought the carnival was, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no, I love it. But go for a scene there, absolutely.
Yeah, I think this waitress just like is placing down your drinks and just gives Sammy a like knowing nods, like take your time, not gonna rush y'all. If you finish I'm not gonna rush you guys. When you're finished, just keep talking if you need to.
Arden has ordered vanilla soft serve ice cream with rainbow sprinkles.
Cute.
just presumably at this point, the person I have hurt the most is Cecilia, I would imagine.
I could say it. I could see it being Rodney, Cecilia, or Arden. I think like
You've
there's
hurt
a
so
lot
many
of
people.
you've shaken Arden's sense of you, which probably puts Arden on precarious positioning, especially since everyone wants to kind of kill Arden right now. It seems.
Mm-hmm.
Story of my life.
You kind of helped push Rodney into striking.
That's
back.
true. It might be right. I mean, I don't know. Arden.
I think it can be. I think like if you make amends with any of these people, I will allow you to get out of your darkest self.
Okay. I don't know that I want to be out of my darkest self yet, but we'll
exactly.
We'll see how this scene plays out and if it's like a natural thing to do or not. But yeah, I think Arden. So I guess we move on now.
It doesn't feel right. This carnival is split right down the middle, and we didn't do anything to shake it from the grasp of evil. We may have pushed Rodney and Cecilia to be worse than they were before.
But we need to leave. What's left here for us, for you?
Sammy, there's times when I know that I'm not wrong, and when I saw you bringing magic back to this place, I knew that was true. I don't think we can go before that happens.
And I did, right? When we tortured Mother Tribute.
No, not like that. No.
That was a shutdown, by the way.
Okay,
right?
yeah, roll it.
All right.
Arden is-
You're complicit in torture right now, Arden.
Oh.
And he
That's
is anxious, so
but that is a 6.
that's a 7 if you tag anxious.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely want to tag anxious. That's a 7. Fantastic. Or do I want to fail for advancement? No, I want to tag anxious. Let's do it.
So yeah, pick your 7 to 9 option, and
So many.
you think of the condition you're going to give Sammy Arden.
Okay,
I'm going to take one forward.
Okay.
I think Arden just tears up at that point, and like as like the tear rolls down his cheek, Sammy feels guilty. Can you take that as a condition?
Sure.
Yes, that works.
My computer's doing weird things. But it's solved. Condition is guilty. Sure.
How did remind me? How did Sammy get hurt when Rodney lashed out at him? That was when you took your harm, right?
Yeah. I think Rodney just hit me, right?
Yeah, like
Is that right?
punch you like straight in the jaw, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a visible bruise?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think Arden. Oh boy, I think Arden's going to reach out and like touch that as gently as he can. He's like, I got you into this. I'm sorry. I wish I had some way to help you.
Sorry, finish.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's that like he's like touching Sammy's face tenderly, and I want to roll a turn on someone here.
Great.
Please do. And that's your best stat, so yay.
Yeah. Oh no.
You have a lot of strings on me for whatever that's worth.
It's true.
Do any of them matter? On a 3, on a 5, yeah. On 5, it doesn't matter.
I just rolled a 3.
Well, I mean, you could maybe tag guilty if Sammy agrees. Then
Yeah, I'd
you
be
get
okay
the
with
string.
that.
Yeah. Okay. I think we got to push this through to something. So I think both that Arden's somewhat accidentally playing on Sammy's guilt because Arden's saying it's his fault and Sammy feels like
no, it's really my fault.
Yeah. And I'm spending one of the strings as well, since this is a kind of tender moment here, and I know about Sammy's feelings for Arden.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, 100%. You are like. Sorry, just looking at what you're. So you choose some things, right?
You choose one thing.
I choose some things. That's right.
Give yourself to them, promise something you think they want, or act awkward.
I think I am going to give myself to you. But like that looks like a couple of things. I think the first thing I do is I just sort of like break down in tears, and apologize for everything like I've said and done, and how like you're allowed to make your own choices, and I understand it's not about me, and all of that stuff. And then I sort of just, how do I say it? I think I tell you I love you, and say, tell me what you want me to do. And if that can count as like I give myself to you,
it does.
Yeah. Whether you want to make that sexual or not is now sort of in Arden's. I mean, from Sammy's perspective, there's definitely
tension.
Sex is on the table.
Right.
But will not feel rejected if Arden, is not interested, right? Really, they're giving themselves to you in whatever way you want them.
Yeah, I think Arden, like we're sitting in like a booth at this place, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
I think Arden gets up and like goes around to be sitting next to Sammy instead, and just like holds them.
If I may suggest something,
Yeah,
maybe you lay your head in Sammy's lap, and because that is also part of your sex move,
it's true. It's true.
and like maybe like you reminisce about the good times that you guys have had for a while, and then you get to like what you're going to do, like the hugs and the thing like that. But because I think like this is a good time, like to give Sammy a +1 forward, especially with so many goddamn rolls failing lately.
Yeah, I totally buy it. I think Arden is holding Sammy. Arden says, "Hey, I know. Look, I just wish things could be simpler, Like when we first hit the road and everything was open in front of us, but things are more complicated now. But I still wouldn't want anyone at my side but you, Sammy." And he lays his head in their lap.
You're also injured, right?
Yeah.
Like where is that? What's the location of that? What's that look like?
Hand burn.
My hand got kind of hurt when I grabbed for the chalice.
Yeah, so I think I as your head is resting in my lap, I take your hand and I kiss it.
Yeah.
And I think if like the move is like a moment of tenderness and intimacy to heal that harm. If
Yeah,
you want to.
I believe like what you're both like the rubbing of the bruise and the kissing of the hand. I think you're both tenderly caring for each other's injuries.
Yes.
So when you're tenderly caring for someone's injuries, you can heal 2 harm. But I think you both only have 1 harm.
Back to full health. Trying a little tenderness. And you get a +1 forward from the
for protecting you.
Yeah.
You get a +1 forward that you have a +1 forward from your shutdown, and an additional +1 forward if you're protecting Arden. Yeah, and Arden, are you going to take this to a sexual level or just the comforting level?
I think it's the comfort here of the friendship. I think that's where Arden's at.
Yeah. And I like to imagine that because we're getting close to the end time. Is there anything else you both want out of this scene?
No, I'm good. I don't know.
Yeah.
I assume in my darkest self, I guess, is also cleared.
Yeah, you've forgiven Arden. I will.
Yeah, that's not the most interesting thing happening here, but just to get it out of the way.
Just to note everything. That's fine.
Yeah. If there's moonlight now, I want to sneak in a gaze into the abyss before.
I think the moon is rising.
Yeah,
and like the first rays of the it's almost the blue moon. Basically, it's like the first rays of this large moon burst in on you, and like you can feel your horn glowing even stronger.
And I think that like Arden just closes his eyes, like still with his head in Sammy's lap, and he's gonna gaze into the abyss to see if there's any way to help. What the answer he wants is, how can I redeem Cecilia and Rodney?
Ooh.
And so with the power of the moon,
you will save them. No Sailor Mooning here.
I roll with +3 here.
Yep.
Oh, thank goodness. That's a 10.
Okay.
Long last.
And you see yourself as a unicorn, adult, proud, grand horn, but you have not a bridle, but like a saddle on you, and the saddle has these banners on the side which says Arden's Moonlight Carnival, and you're leading a procession, and the
Hmm.
carnival is following you, and at the head of like the strongman show is Rodney, I think, like lifting the like round barbell weights, just looking really good, and you see Cecilia like with checking in with Vikram, checking like making sure every like I see Cecilia as like a bird flitting around every trailer that's being come behind, checking on everything. And you know, if you Mother Tribute is right, you are the future of the carnival, whether you die or whether you live. And if you take control, you can purify everything.
Yeah, I think you see like like a resolute smile start to form on Arden's face.
And I think like the like Arden's smile, like his eyes catch the moonlight. We stream outside the shop where the moon is coming higher, and we see like the foot of Danielle like take a step forward and like towards the solace
Hmm.
as the credits roll, and if that's okay with everyone.
Sure.
Okay. This was an emotion. I almost began crying at that scene. That was really touching. I may have almost cried a few times. This was very destructive and crushing, touching, bit crushing too. But thank you, anyone who is watching. Thanks, all my players. I am going to stop recording now, and we will do a bit of debrief. Goodbye, every binary.